Thank you for having us here, and a big thanks to the organizer. It's a really good, well-organized conference, and for the warm Polish hospitality. We feel very good here. So first of all, I have good news. Our presentation will be short, so we will make it to lunch. Lego Serious Play, a brief introduction. First of all, this is Stephan. I'm Lukas. We met at the D School in Potsdam, where we graduated, and afterwards we were doing design thinking projects, and out of that came a company, Rethink. And as we completed a lot of design thinking projects, now we are looking for methods, new methods to really bring it to the next level. And Lego Serious Play is a method we stumbled across, and yep, that's what we're going to present today. So, Stephan, what is Lego Serious Play?
Thanks a lot. Can I have the presenter, please? Thank you. Okay, Lego Serious Play, what is it? First of all, Lego Serious Play is a workshop technique that is for teams and for complex problems like design thinking. And in Lego Serious Play workshops, you solve these problems in a playful manner. So it's about knowledge sharing, it's about working in teams, it's about solving these complex challenges, and also it's about, how to say that, taking or looking at a problem from different perspectives, as you may see here. And this all leads to efficient decision making in teams, basically. To clear the term Lego Serious Play, it's not so much about Lego, it just was invented at Lego, yeah? And that's why they put their trademark on it. And it uses the bricks of Lego, but you could also do it with other materials, so it's not so much about Lego. The other thing is that it's not so much about playing. Of course, you do it and build models and do it in a playful manner, but it's not only playing, it's really the serious aspect is important. Yeah? And you do really solve complex problems. As you may know, this is these complex problems are the main part of knowledge workers today. Okay, I have to do that. Okay, the agenda for today. We would like to do our presentation not as much as a scientific presentation, but more to tell you our story, how stumbled we across Lego Serious Play, what experience did we make with the method. Then we will talk a little about the benefits of using Lego Serious Play in your daily work, about the background of Lego Serious Play, why it works so well, and last but not least, to wrap it all up, how does Lego Serious Play connect to design thinking and how you can use both of them and how you can compare both.
Okay, so how we stumbled over Lego Serious Play. We used a lot of Lego in the prototyping phase for rapid prototyping. But when we worked together, we started really also to use it in meetings, just to play around with the bricks. And we realized, hey, that helps us, first of all, it stimulates us, and it helped us to get quickly in the design thinking mindset, like show, don't tell. Think with your hands. And we did some research and discovered, yeah, there's really a methodology to it. And we adapted it. We got a course with one of the inventors, a Danish guy, and yeah, got the facilitator certificate. And now we use it in different phases of the design thinking process.
So back to theory, a little about the history of Lego and Lego Serious Play. That's a model of Lego in the 80s, so maybe you remember that from your childhood, really easy model, nice bricks, yeah, everything is fine. But then a disruption happened in the market, yeah, and the new cool kit came around, and computer games came to mass market. And that led to a real change of the playing behavior of kids, and also led to a real change of the target group of Lego. So what did they do? They invited strategy consultants, of course, to reform the strategy and to really get out of the low, but that didn't work so well. So that didn't work as they expected. And after a while, they came back to the core of their company, and they really asked themselves, what is our core? What can we do best? What is our main issue in our company? And then they realized what we can do good is building models, building stories out of models, and visualize things in an easy way. So yeah, that's the thing before. It's not a real house. It's just a model of a house. So in a very easy manner. So, and then they invented this Lego serious play method, and since then they always iterated it and defined it, and they now use it for like 20 to 25 years, and it's really defined method. So the benefits of using Lego serious play in your work, first of all, is that maybe you know that or when you do a typical meeting, I think you know that from your work, you normally have one guy or one woman who's really engaged in the meeting. Yeah, typically that's the guy or the woman who leads the meeting. Then you have some people that are kind of engaged in meetings because they're into the topic or they're interested in the topic, and then there are a lot of people. Of course, you have a lot of work to do, a lot of other work, so you're not really engaged in a meeting and just steals your time in a way. And with Lego Serious Play, you kind of get to this 100-100 meeting, yeah? From a 2080 meeting where only some people are engaged to really everybody is engaged, because you have to contribute in the meeting, yeah? You have to build your model, you have to share your story, you have to contribute to it. So you're really into the meeting. And we also speak of so-called lean-forward meetings. Yeah? Interesting about this picture is not only the Lego bricks that you are using, maybe that's new to some people in work, but the really interesting part is when you look at the faces. So the people are really engaged in the meeting. They take part in the meeting. They contribute to the topic. They listen and talk and try to understand themselves and also try to understand the topic and the problem. Another benefit of using the method is typically, knowledge workers have to deal with really complex systems in their work and really complex problems also. And with Lego Serious Play or with these Lego bricks, you are able to visualize these complex systems, and you are also able to visualize the connections between them and also dependencies in these problems. And also about teamwork, yeah, Lukas does understand the problem completely different than I do, and probably you do understand a problem or a challenge completely different than I do. And with these models, you are able to build a common understanding within a team. Even if all of us are very different, we can understand or can come to a common understanding of a problem. Okay.
Another real benefit I want to talk about is this brain stimulation through your hands. Let me explain what you see here. It's an exhibit from the London Natural History Museum. And it's a human, but it's a human built according to which body part takes space in your brain. For example, your hands take a lot of space in your brain. It covers big areas. The feet, not so much, the lips and the tongue as well. So what does it mean? When we work with our hands, we stimulate a lot of areas in your brain. So when people start building with Lego, with other materials, like across the way, they're really stimulating their thinking. And that's why after some times, like we also always say to people, just start building and the ideas will come. And it works really well. Another real advantage of having Lego or other materials is that you get away from interpersonal communication, but communication through models. For example, Stephan tells me his new super idea. When I criticize his idea, I face him and I criticize him, because for me, the idea is in him. So it's really hard not to criticize him, and it's really hard for him to modify his idea or to let go of parts of his idea, because he's really connected to it. But if we have a model, I can criticize the model. I can say, look, this part of your idea is not working for me. And he is able to like really in real time modify it, because it separates the idea from the person. And that's a big benefit we experience in this methodology, but also if you work with other materials, let's say. And also, because everybody has to build a model in the meeting, you get a lot of implicit knowledge out of the people. So you make really visible from everybody what's in him.
So that was about the benefits. Now we come to the scientific background of the method and why it works so well. Basically, Lego Serious Play triggers 4 findings of educational research, or also is based on these 4 findings in educational research. I will go through them very briefly. First of all, we have this flow theory. Maybe you've heard of that. Flow theory basically says that you learn best, or people learn best, when you have a kind of a balance between your skills and the challenge or the task you have to solve. Yeah? If I'm very skilled and the challenge is very low, most likely I get bored. If the challenge is very high and I do not have the skills for it, I get anxious or frustrated. So with the Lego Serious Play method, you really achieve that the people stay in this flow area where they really learn good and really can solve the problems in an easy way, and also according to their skills. Next thing, a bit complicated, 2 theories, constructivism and constructionism. They are based on each other, or also building on each other. Constructivism basically is we perceive our world, or we build knowledge structures out of the things we experience in the world. So if my father always tells me that's a house when I was a kid, okay, then I think that's a house. But if I'm in the right environment or in the right mood, and that's a unique human ability, I also can build on that and improve the house, yeah? And that's constructionism. And then I can see, oh, that house does not fit for me, but maybe it should look like more like this. Oh, that's it. And then again, we have this hand-brain connection Lukas already told you about. Yeah, your hands are really, really strongly connected to your brain and your head. And last but not least, we have the so-called 3 types of imagination. First one is not so important with Lego Serious Play, but the others. The creative imagination, also the challenging imagination is very important. That's also a unique human ability to create something that is not there yet. So you can build something in your mind and then build it in real life, create something. And then you can also challenge it. So if it works good, you can improve it and improve it on and iterate it. If it works not so good, you can also challenge it and deconstruct it, or get sarcastic about it, or use irony for it. So let's get back to this 4 columns, to this Greek temple. Lego Serious Play works well because it uses these findings, yeah, and it also triggers these findings in a learning environment.
Okay. Now, to conclude, to synthesize Lego Serious Play and design thinking. First of all, if we compare it, design thinking is much bigger. It's a whole process. It's really several methods in one process and a mindset. Lego Serious Play is one useful method for different phases. So if we have here, please, the design thinking process with the 6 steps. We used to use Lego a lot for prototyping. And with this methodology of Lego Serious Play, we started really to use it in much more phases. For example, in understand, frame a challenge, build a common vision, visualize the roadmap, the process you want to go, and for team building. In observe, bring your research findings out. Analyze connections, dependency in real time on the table with everybody. Visualize markets and stakeholders. Then in ideation, why just draw things? Why just post it? Build a model of ideas. Build a lot of model of ideas. Also for the business model canvas, value proposition canvas. Map it out on the table. Everybody contributes with the model to it. So we still use it a lot for prototyping, but much, much more now in the different phases. And as a facilitator or a guider of the process, it's a really useful tool. But one commonality is design thinking is an experience. It's really hard to get design thinking by thinking about it or just to listen to it. It's an experience you have to go through to trigger that moment, to really change it. And with Lego Serious Play, it's kind of similar. You have to go through it to experience it, how it changed your meeting, how it changed really the way, in a playful manner, to create ideas and to go through. So we would like to invite you for the experience. Our workshop is tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Starovka office. And if you have some questions or you want to talk with us, we're really open, and thank you very much.
Thank you.